Dream time.
Dream time.
Yep, I want to share a dream with you guys that I've had the other night during the Feast of Unleavened Bread. It was the first dream I've actually had about a president. It was about President Trump. Well, the way it started was they was having some type of announcement, some type of presidential briefing in the outdoors. It was outdoors in a big open area. I don't know if they was doing it because of coronavirus or whatever, but it was wide open area. Everybody was outdoors. It was a regular briefing, except it was outdoors. And another thing different was that the president had his own microphone. There was a bunch of people who would get up and say different things, but they all went to a separate microphone. Donald Trump had his own microphone, and nobody would get behind that microphone except for him. And the thing about it is that he was anxious to get to a certain portion of the speech, a certain portion of the announcements, and that was about a new weapon that he had. I mean, people were talking about different stuff, but Donald Trump was bored with what they were talking about because he wanted to hurry up and get to this new weapon that he had. And so as people would come up and they would talk about different stuff, they might have talked about the coronavirus, or they might have talked about budget, or they might have talked about something else, Donald Trump would cut them off. He would allude to this new weapon. He kept everybody focused on the fact that this weapon was going to be announced. Well, then once he got through all of the boring speeches, and they called up the individual that was going to announce the new weapon, one thing that I noticed was that the guy was young. The other people were old. The same way they, when they do the presidential speeches, it seems like everybody is 70 years and older up there. This guy was in his 20s or his 30s. And he went to the president's microphone, and he was really, really animated. It was like he was putting on a big show about this weapon that, they was presenting. I mean, he was really, really animated about it. Kind of like like a game show kind of thing, or a game show host kind of animation. And he announced the weapon. It was called the Stinger. The new weapon was the Stinger. And he kept talking about the name of it. And the unique thing about the weapon was that it was very small. It was a very accurate and precise weapon, kind of like a smart bomb that you can, hit a very small target. But the thing about it, it was really, really small. The guy described it as being the size of a watermelon. And I saw an image of it on a screen, like somebody was showing a video of the weapon. And what I saw looked like a watermelon with a propeller on the top. Like it was a watermelon helicopter thing. And they said that it was able to hit a target within 1 biblical meter. A biblical meter. And I don't know what that meant, but it was able to hit a target within 1 biblical meter. And they showed this weapon on the screen, and when they shot, they was doing a demonstration of this Stinger that was what I saw shaped like a watermelon with a propeller on the top. They shot it towards a helicopter. And it was a slow-moving weapon. You could actually see it moving towards the helicopter. And when it got to the helicopter, it popped the helicopter. The helicopter was like a balloon. But what I noticed was that it wasn't so much that the Stinger blew up so accurately by the windshield of the helicopter, which they all expected it to do. It was supposed to be so accurate that it would hit the helicopter right in a precise place and blow it up. What it looked like to me was the propeller hit the windshield of the helicopter and popped the helicopter. And so I wanted to see the replay. I kept wanting to back it up. I kept wanting to see, didn't the propeller hit the windshield? It didn't look like the bomb exploded. It looked like the propeller popped it. And that was pretty much that part of the dream. The next day I remember about the dream is there was some young lady who wanted me to take her someplace. She was going someplace, and I was going to be her escort and take her. And so we were at her house, and she was getting dressed. I had already got dressed to go to this place, but she was in there getting dressed. And while she was getting dressed, I watched a video created by her husband on the stinger. Her husband had a stinger. He had a video of the stinger. And I watched a short video of it because I also had a stinger. But it was a miniature version of it. And I think the guy's video, I think his was miniature as well. It was able to fit in a pocket or in a small pocketbook or whatever. And so I was trying to figure out how the stinger worked, and so I watched about half of his video. And I planned on watching the other half because it was good, but he came out and he was talking about the stinger because I had mine out, and it had a little red light on it. That was part of the accuracy of this thing, is that it had a laser on the front of it that was able to guide it or whatever. It was whoever had launched it before, when we watched the demonstration, had used the red light that was blinking on top of the watermelon thing to actually explode it. He pointed at it with some type of laser anyway. So when the husband saw my stinger, my miniature stinger, he pointed out that I should turn it off, that red light off, because he said that if that red light burned out, it was going to cost me $14 to get it replaced and turned back on, and it was a real hassle. And he kept telling me, don't leave the light on, turn the red light off. Don't leave the light on. Apparently he had done it. He had left his on and had to pay for it or whatever. And so I took his advice, and I was like, oh, by the way, you don't mind me hanging out with your wife, do you? And he was like, oh, no, just go ahead. And so that was pretty much it. She never did come out, but when he walked away, I think I put my stinger up, and that was the end of the dream. Yeah, he had designed it. He had created it. He was the head guy in research and development. Yeah, he was very proud of it that he had done it. Yeah.
So it was on a video for y'all to see?
Yeah, I believe what happened was after he gave the speech there at Donald Trump's microphone, he showed a video. He showed a video for everybody to see of the demonstration of it. Yeah, it was kind of just the shape of it. Shape of a small. And that's what he said in the video, that it was about the size of a watermelon. So I guess I was expecting to see a watermelon when I watched the demonstration of it. I was expecting to see something the size of a watermelon. I can't say it was green in the color of a watermelon, but it was definitely the shape and size of a watermelon with a propeller on the top.
Did it pop before the bomb hit?
Yeah, it seemed like the bomb didn't actually pop it, or the bomb didn't actually explode. Now that I think about it, the bomb never exploded. The helicopter popped, because the helicopter was made out of, it was a balloon itself, but it seemed like the propeller of the Stinger hit the helicopter. And so I kept wanting to see the replay. I kept trying to back it up, like, hey, y'all, did y'all see that? I felt like nobody else saw that part but me. That. No, I wasn't, huh? Yeah. I think nobody was surprised that the helicopter was a balloon, but I was surprised that it seemed like the propeller is what actually popped the helicopter. I think I was watching it I may have been watching it on TV. I kind of felt like I was there, but I think I was watching it on TV. Well, that was odd because, yeah, it was supposed to be Donald Trump's new weapon. He was announcing it as my new weapon. This is my new weapon. He kept saying, this is my new weapon. But by the end of the dream, I had a Stinger. The lady's husband had a Stinger. And if I remember correctly, she had a Stinger too. She had one. Everybody had one.
What about fun things? There or have had a cup or?
It seemed like they was in a pouch. I didn't see his. The husband's. He had just made a video of his, and I remembered that she had one somewhere, and mine was in a pouch. It was in some type of little carrying pouch, and while I was waiting for her to get dressed, I was taking it out and doing something with it, trying to figure out how it worked or whatever. And so it was in a small carrying case.
So the helicopter was fake?
Yeah, it was a balloon.
So they were just playing.
I don't know if they were playing, is that they was using it as a decoy or using it as a prompt or whatever to show the accuracy of this Stinger. But yeah, it was a balloon. It popped when the propeller hit it. But from what I thought it was the Stinger was supposed to blow it up, but the Stinger didn't do anything. It was the propeller that happened to pop the front of the helicopter. Any more questions? Well, it's been dream time. Christy got it right. Hello.